Welcome back to Post and Pylons. Let's play some more Crusader Kings 2 as Arwa, Sultan Arwa of the Sulayhi Sultanate here. We're going for the Monarch's Journey, which is a set of challenges that has been introduced to Crusader Kings 2 in preparation for 3 to come out. And since we haven't played CK on the channel yet, I thought I'd just give it a go. Now, as Arwa here, we have 3 challenges that we get from this Monarch's Journey. We have to rule for 100 years, and when we started the last episode, I was wondering whether this means we have to live as Arwa for 100 years, which is possible in CK2. You can essentially live forever if you doing things right, but it's not trivial. And no, that's not what we need to do. It just needs to be our dynasty. We have to have temples in our realm, at least 5, out of which we start with 4, so that's not super hard. And then we can get more for more score. And finally, we have to convert some Hindus to Shia, and that's probably going to be the most challenging part, not because conversion is super difficult, but how do we get our hands on some Hindus? I mean, there are ways, but most of them are over here. Now technically, I believe we could just take our court chaplain, whatever it's called here, called Mullah, send him over there to proselytize and convert people. I think I can put that into foreign land, can I? I'm not sure. It doesn't say I can't, so maybe I could. But no idea how good that is. Are you Hindu? What are you? No, you're Christian. Nestorian Christians. Ooh. So maybe we're gonna have to make our way over the water into India there. That might be a bit of a challenge, but interesting. So that's our 3 targets. I did say last time I'm going to make this a bit more tutorial-y. Not a tutorial as such, but I'm going to try to explain what I'm doing a bit more than I usually am. Now, at the end of last episode, we decided we wanted to declare war on these guys. We managed to grab some piety. Not a ton, but some piety here. Us being lustful doesn't help the piety, but hey. Because we can use that to use a casus belli here for the conquest of Tajura. It's not a lot, but it's a start. No friends on the enemy side are going to come in. They are not very powerful, 1.67k troops. We have 3.8. Unless there are decisions available to these... what's your religion? Are you also Sunni? Oh, you're Sunni, I'm Shia. I don't think Sunni have decisions to instantly spawn troops. You will get that issue if you're playing in the north here, because the Norse, the pagans having a bunch of ways to just instantly raise troops. I don't think the Sunni do. So I think we're okay here. Let's hope so. The good thing is if you lose a war in CK, you can't lose land. So you see we declare this war for this piece of land. If we win, we just get Tajura. If we make white peace, we lose prestige and they gain prestige because they defend it. So white peace is not actually neutral. And then if we lose the war, we lose 200 prestige, we pay them a bunch of money and they gain prestige. But we do not lose land. So it's usually recoverable, although 500 ducats would be a lot. My council says yes, so in theory the council could say or vote against this war. Our council is very happy with this. So let's go and do it. And now we're at war, no sound or anything, why would that be? I know we're gonna need some troops. And as I discussed last time, most troops in CK are not standing armies. But we can now raise the troops from our domain here, which is the land we control directly ourselves, and from our vassals. You see that our vassal troops spawn at no morale, our own troops spawn at full morale. So they're more useful instantly. And I think I'm gonna meet up first before we go and walk over to Tajura. Now, we're leading this army, or we're at least with this army here, ruler present. We're not leading it. It's being led by my kinsman Ali ibn Malik here, who is okay at marshal. He's probably my marshal. No, he's just a commander. You'll see last time we just had a quick look at our council. With our marshal here at 14 military power. And we also have a bunch of minor titles to hand out. And we just did court physician last time, but there are also commanders. And these are people who can lead your army. For some reason, this guy here is a commander at 5 military, which is not a lot. I don't know that that hurts, but if we have anybody better, we might want to make them commander as well. This guy here, he's very unhappy. I might have removed him from the council. Yes, I did. It was a guy that already hated us and that is ambitious, and removed him from the council. So he hates us. I don't think that's bad for a commander, though. As odd as that is. Wrath is a positive skill for that. Arbitrary, probably not. But I think we can make you into commander. And then we'll see what we do with commanders in a minute here. Why did I still have a regency? Was it because I was still on the mecha thing before? Maybe. So you can see here our commanders. There's 3 flanks to every army. And they actually fight, well, up to 3 flanks. You can have less. And they fight against their opposing flank until that flank is broken. And then they can actually flank into the others. So if you push through on one of these lanes, then you can help out with the others. And each of these can have a separate command. And we see here we have Isa here with a 5, which is very bad. I'm going to put you're in the center, which is fine. I could do it myself. As your ruler, you can always do it. And I'm at 13. My marshal is busy. That is why he can't lead, which I guess is fine. The question is, do we want to lead? And I don't think we do. So I'm gonna put the Sheikh of Al-Hakaf here on there, and then maybe we do grab our own commander, our marshal here. So we stop him from training troops. Now he's available and can be put in charge of this flank here. There we go. Abu Bakr. Very good. Everybody else come in. Now that we have a ton of troops, I'm gonna walk over there and start sieging this. This is very similar to how EU works, except for the fact that the siege gets faster the more troops you have there. So unlike EU, you don't necessarily want to reduce the size of your siege stacks to a minimum, but instead you might want to keep a big stack going. We just had a pop-up coming up here. Dangerous faction. We haven't talked about factions at all, but I did say that politics play a major role. We haven't seen a lot of politics yet. But you can see here that there are 2 factions in our country. One that wants increased council power, and we have not talked about this at all. But in short, they want some power to move from the monarch to the council. And on the other hand, we have these guys here who want to install somebody, Mufwak, this guy, my brother-in-law, as the Sultan. So essentially depose me and make him the leader, which we're not going to let happen. These have very few men available, so they don't have very much power. These guys do have 74% of the manpower that I have, so that's a bit bad. What we can do is we can ask these guys to stop their plotting. Right? I assume there would be a stop plot thing here. Relieve commander by 5, a plot to kill. That's the wrong plot. Can I have you? I thought this was a thing. Maybe they removed that in some patch because it's dumb. You are essentially constantly busy to... Oh no, you can't ask them to leave factions, right. If they were plotting against me, which currently we don't know about any plots. If they were plotting against me, we could ask them to stop plot. We can't ask them to leave factions. We can just make them like us more, which we're already trying to do with this Spy Master. Right now I'm not super afraid. And it can actually be good to have your subjects rebel against you. Son was born to my cousin. Okay, more family. Guess that's good. Can be good to have people rebel against you because then you can be able to beat them and take their stuff. Actually, I can't really declare war on my own subjects, but if they do, you know, they're traitors and can be taken away from. So this guy has embraced a dangerous heresy, apparently. Oh, he's Sunni. Oof, that's dangerous. We have three options here. We can send them an ultimatum to demand conversion. We can let it slide, just have them stay Sunni. Or because we have a very high learning, we can send them a carefully written letter, which engaging him in theological debate, which should have a higher chance of succeeding than just the ultimatum, I think. And he's utterly convinced by my learned arguments. Rest assured that I will never stray again. So, no longer Sunni, nice and Shia, and that's excellent. Now, unfortunately, he was not a Hindu. Wait, oh, these are not the same guys. I split my army to siege because I wanted to make sure that the land's not taking another war from them, right? Because it feels like they're in two wars, which should be on here. Oh no, it's again the wrong country. There we go. Yeah. They're defending against me, but they're also attacking King Yemrahen Crestus of Abyssinia in that holy war we saw in episode 1. So I thought before anybody else can come in here, I would quickly take control of the Saab, but that's not necessary because it's not even theirs. Our Grand Vizier, who's trying to improve relations, unfortunately failed to do so and reduced this person's opinion of us. But this person is not super relevant to us at the moment, so that's fine. My Spy Master is their heir, which is a bit scary. Because my Spy Master is already powerful, and it would be bad for them to acquire even more power. Now somebody just died. It's my husband, that's excellent. I mean, aww. So our husband was already infirm and then died of the sickness. Why is that good? Because now we can marry again, which means we can choose somebody that's maybe a bit better on the stat side and maybe gives us other bonuses as well. On the Siege of Dakar, let's finish the marrying thing and then we can have a look at the siege because I have the stuff to explain there as well. Marrying. So we're unmarried because our husband is dead, as you can see here. And the easy way to marry is you can hit arrange marriage and have a look at a list of eligible people here. These are not necessarily all the eligible people. There's another way to search for them, but this is a good start. If you can't find anybody good here, then you might want to look elsewhere. There are many different reasons to marry people. One is for stats. For example, if we felt that we need more state stewardship, half of our husband's skills are going to be added to our state skills. So if we needed more stewardship, so we can control more land, that's what that does. It's part of what that does. Then we could look here for somebody with high stewardship to marry. Same goes for like martial. This is a very powerful martial person here. Also very sinful, as are we. I mean, we're a bit more sinful than they are, but still. This guy is the Sultan of Persia, which would be a bit problematic. Let's see. We click. Oh, why doesn't that work? Isn't that how that? Pretty sure that's how that used to work. Arrange marriage, and then I was able to click somebody. Apparently not. So I can propose marriage like this, right-clicking. But this will not be a matrilineal marriage, I think. What that means is that the children will, usually the children are of the dynasty of the father. And we want all children to be of our dynasty. For one, because the game stops if you have nobody in your dynasty to inherit, so you just lose. For another, you play as your heirs. We want to play as powerful people, and there's points for it this time. So we want to arrange a matrilineal marriage. And one way we can do that is... See, some of these things have changed around since last time I played. So we're looking for somebody who's not married and who is... Would be nice if they were of our religion. And we want them to be male, so we can get kids. And that's about it, I think. That could be nice. And then we could be looking for somebody that's decently skilled. Now, ideally, you would be marrying somebody that's a genius or strong or quick or attractive, which are genetic traits which can be inherited. But there's no such person available in this list. We could search all. See, there's 2 attractive people, even of our religion. Let's look for genius. That's a genius. 33-year-old genius. Pretty decent at skill. Pretty decently skilled. It's a bit envious, but that's fine. It's even Shia. Oh yeah, we are looking for our religion. So if I were to arrange marriage... I wonder if this is because of me being a sultan. Maybe I cannot not marry matrilineal. Because usually there's a button here that says make a matrilineal marriage happen. Interesting. So we could just marry this guy, who's nobody, so we would lose a ton of prestige, but we'd get this genius into our line. Now we're also a genius, so maybe that's not necessary. Maybe we have another look at this. If matrilineal is not a button anymore, then maybe this is fine. Could be marrying the Sultan of Persia. I have no idea what would happen to the heirs that we might have. Marrying the Sultan of Persia sounds fun. It's not Shia, which might spark a bit of a problem, but that could make us very powerful very quickly. You know, why not? We didn't gain some prestige, because he's powerful. We get a non-aggression pact with Persia, and this all seems good. We already have a son to inherit, so this is probably fine. We'll see. We'll see. If this cruise is over, because my misunderstanding... That's a regular marriage. Yeah, see, I assumed that. Are there no matrilineal marriages in Sunni, maybe? Is that not a thing we can do? Because that would be scary. There is a thing we can look at. This one. Nothing special from being a Bedouin. Matrilineal marriages are not allowed. There we go. That's why I'm confused. So we were not. There was no way we could marry somebody, and have our heirs be of our dynasty. Now that might become a problem. If we get a child by this guy, then that child might inherit everything, and we'd have a problem. We'll see. We'll see. Let's continue doing this. News from China. Song Empire won a war against the Khan. Yeah, that's not a surprise. It's China. They win. Let's go ahead and just punch these people. We don't have any good commanders in charge here. I'm going to change that around. Luckily, as in EU, you can just teleport your commanders. I'm not going to do it myself. Now, there are advantages to doing fights yourself. Ooh, I can actually duel somebody. Could gain prestige, and Said dislikes me. Or we could chase him down for a personal duel. I'ma do it. Live a little. Oh, how chivalrous. Oh, somebody else took the duel for me. I'll take this long, lady. And he did well. Didn't really get anything. Oh, there's more coming out of this. The rainy weather is getting to me. Turning to the sky, take a deep breath. Pompous soldiers have been sending their best at me. Their limbs are becoming heavier with each step I take. And then I can duel myself again. Or lose a ton of prestige and potentially gain Craven. Or take injury and maybe get brave. I'm gonna do the duel here. And I do walk away victorious. I gain 50 prestige and I gain more prestige over time. And we severely injured the commander of Afar, which is bad for him. Doesn't really matter for us. But hey, we gain some prestige. And we want to duel, and I think these days there's a kill count on here, right? I'm not a known murderer. Or do I only get that for murders? Oh, shame. But there was a list. And there is a list, but apparently only for murders. We caught up with that army, killed a few more people, and captured a prisoner. And now this is a bit annoying. It used to be... Oh well, it depends on how your settings are. If you have Shattered Retreat turned on, then you get a behavior as in EU4, where if an army speed, they run as far as they can. Except in CK, there isn't really such a thing as military access. So they can just run and run and run and run, and then come back eventually, and then run and run and run, come back eventually. It's awful. Now this is the way we've turned that off when we started the game, which leads to a bit of ping-ponging, as you can see here, but it's not doing the running so far away. We get a bonus here. Can become a heavy infantry, a light foot leader, a cavalry leader, or a flat terrain expert. So flat terrain experts just give us bonus in flat terrain, which this down here is not. But there's a lot of flat terrain around this region in general. And the other ones I think are both positive and negative, right? Oh, and it's just bonus to mounted, bonus to light, and bonus to heavy. What kinds of troops are we running at the moment? Quite the mix. High amount of light troops, but 500 heavies here, that's pretty high density, and even some cavalry. I think I'm just going to take the flat terrain because it applies to all of our troops if we're in flat terrain, rather than just a third. And we captured another person, the Emir of Afar, and we'll have a look at prisoners in a minute. There was another thing I wanted to have a look at before. Oh yes, sieges. You can see the difference here. This Tajura here is striped all the way through, while Haurea here has like, well, stripes, essentially, with missing pieces. That's because you don't just siege a province, you siege every holding in a province. And if we hover over here, we can't, but there must be a map mode to see that in. There used to be a map mode to see that in. There we go. No, it is in here. So we occupy Dakar, which is the county capital here, but we do not yet occupy the mosque and the city. While over in Tajura, we occupy everything. Right? We occupy Tajura and Berenice. So the more holdings there are in a place, the harder it can become to siege stuff. And this, right now it's only a matter of time, and we don't even need to do this because we already have 100% war score. But there are other things like Holy Wars, where you essentially take everything. Once you win, you take everything you have control of. And if there's land you don't have, only have striped control, then you only get those parts that you do control. So you can actually own a province without owning all the stuff in it. It's possible. Alright, but now, here we're at 100% war score, partially because we captured, or mostly because we captured the enemy war leader, right? The Emir here fell into our hands, so he's in our prison now, and then they have no way to fight. Again, this is a game about people, not about countries, so if you have full control of the person you're fighting, then you have won. We could do all sorts of things to them. Right now we want to offer peace. That does not release them from our prison, I don't think. We're going to enforce our demands. Maximum you can do in a peace deal. We gain that piece of land and 100 prestige. Yoink. We won. We got Tajura. We're going back. We have a bit of blood in our face. But hey, that can be cleaned up. And then we can check on our prisoners. We did release the enemy Emir, apparently. We still have this guy Mahmoud that we captured. If he had any money or people that cared for him, we could ransom him. But they say they don't care. Nobody cares about Mahmoud here. We could have him executed, or just release him, or just keep him in prison for, you know, potential future use. I'm gonna do the latter. What's this? I'm gonna keep him in my prison. I don't know that the Shia have anything useful to do with prisoners, but if you're playing Norse, then you can sacrifice them to the gods and all that, and that's fun. So Sheikh Ali worries the people of my realm lacks just judgment. What? That's bad English. Sheikh Ali worries that the people of my realm lack just judgment when I still haven't chosen a Chief Qadi to take care of all legal matters. What's a Chief Qadi? Clearly that's a council title. So the designated regent. All these other ones. Oh no, there's the Chief Qadi. Supreme Judge and Authority of the Law. Most prestigious of all most honorary titles. So it doesn't really do anything. We have to pay the person that gets it, and they like us a bit more. And so he says that this guy here, my vassal, would make an excellent Chief Qadi. Now, I don't have any reason, I don't think, to care about this guy. I'm his heir. Nice. I don't think so. No, I don't care about your candidate. No need to pay that guy. Oh, we're with child. That may have been a mistake. The whole marriage thing may have just been a mistake. Designated regent. You're suggesting my cousin, who is of my dynasty, which can always be scary, but he's not ambitious. He's just, which is very good. He's less likely to betray us. He does like me, kinda. And he is okay skilled. He's not super good, but he has 20 stewardship, which is what I care most about on regents. So, fine. Have him be my designated regent. And we do get to imprison somebody. If we want to. This guy, what has he done? He's the leader of a plot. So, apparently we have discovered a plot. There we go. There. He wants to fabricate a claim on the Emirates, so on our thing. So I could go ahead and ask him to just end the plot, and he would probably say yes. No, he actually says no. Because of base reluctance. We can try to throw him into prison right now. Who is he? He's the Sheikh of Al-Akav. This place? No. What? Where's Al-Akav? There. So he owns this right now, or he controls it. We can throw him in prison. There's a good chance he rebels. We have 57% chance of succeeding, so a 43% chance of failing. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to throw him into prison and hope he rebels. Could spend some money here to gain some piety. It's a lot of money. I think that's great news. We've not talked about decadence yet, but we're gonna deal with that in a minute. Well, you know, next episode. Ooh. So the faction is actually feeling strong enough to blackmail us. So maybe we're not gonna throw that guy into prison right away. Because they are trying to take my country. Oh well, increase council power. But I will not be blackmailed. This is gonna mean that they rebel and declare war. But we already have an army around, which is really good. I do need another person to run the flank here. We have Abu Bakr and Ali doing stuff. So I guess I'm gonna just have to do it myself. I have to do everything myself in this country. I can accept an injury to get a swollen wrist, slight reduction to health and personal combat skill, but I might gain brave, which is good. Yeah, let's do that. And we did gain brave, so that's awesome. We could go and try to bob these people, but I think I'd rather stop these from sieging my stuff. And we got a son now, which is not my heir yet, which is good. Maybe there's something to Sunniism that makes this okay. I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll see. I'm learning about Sunni here. And once I know, I'll teach you. So the guy that was my spy master rebelled, so that's why we don't have a spy master anymore. You're a Bedouin, you are a master seamer. You're cynical, but you're not ambitious or anything. You're not a pretender, I don't think. No. We have some religious differences. Because you're Sunni. You're slightly better than this Shia person. Maybe take the Shia person who's lustful, though. Don't know that that matters. I'm going to take you as my spy master and have you uncover plots. Ask my husband to buy me new clothes, or I buy them myself and gain some prestige for it, or I could lose prestige, gain piety, lose proud and gain stressed. No. 14 gold for 75 prestige is good. It's a good number. Should look at spending gold as well. Lots of things we need to look at. You're my regent. What happened? Oh, just because I'm with child at the moment. Hello. My son? I'm in hiding. Why am I in hiding? What? How did I end up in hiding? So you lack a childhood focus. Oh, you're my older son, right? You're 6 years old, yeah. So what we can do is we can educate a child, and we're going to do that as the last thing for today. And we can tell the child in which direction to try to educate themselves. Or, I guess we can tell people how to educate our child. Now it's a bit of a weird system. Essentially, these are going for martial, these are going for stewardship, these are going for faith a little bit, and these for diplomacy. I think I'm going to go with duty or with thrift. Let's go with thrift. Now these are all weird. You get childhood traits that are all positive. But then childhood traits can develop into other things. Like this can become patient, greedy, or paranoid. And this can become shrewd, cynical, or sympathies for other religions. Ugh. Conscientious is just very good. It's only one. Let's go duty, I guess. I've not min-maxed this yet. And I don't think we're gonna have time to dig deeply into this just yet. Maybe later in the campaign. So we captured a guy here, just a guy, which is perfect. We're going to continue the rest of the war next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you're seeing, please do leave a like. Subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. My channel is full of EU4 content. If you want to see some EU4, then that's the way to go. If you want to see more Crusader Kings, then sure stay there as well. If you want to see something else, let me know in that comment section, which is just generally a place to easily reach me and talk to me. And if you want to point out that I had a slight issue there in my screen, then you could point that out as well. Right, like up there. Well, I just saw it. It's gonna be gone next time. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time.